Ground-penetrating radar shows 5 more pyramids beneath this top layer, as well as underground tunnels that have been mapped out to the point of 5 miles, as far as the radar would allow. We don't know how far in caves go, but ancient advanced people might have. The surface of Earth is subject to solar flares, great floods, meteors. How can it be so that these legends speak of inner Earth regions as both heaven and hell? I think that our minds are still stuck in dualistic thinking. We always assume that it must be one way or the other, equally powerful in either case, not localized to our understanding of physics. What if there is a center point of all things big and small, where reality just comes off of its hinges? The mind's eye is located in the center of the brain, like the crystals in a geode. Why would a celestial body be any different? The Earth has ley lines and a magnetic field, just like we do with chakras and energy centers. I have descended the dark way that leads into light 1,000 times, and 1,000 times I have ascended from darkness into light, my strength and power renewed. I sent the sons of Atlantis from me in many directions, that from the womb of time, wisdom might rise again in her children. And this kind of reminds us why we have so many similar architectural structures all over the world, using the power of gravity that overcomes Earth's force. Down they descended and created bodies. This reminds us of almost every ancient lore of aboriginals all over the earth who speak about shapeshifters that live underground. Take as part of your being the 7 who are not as they seem, gathered from the time and space of this cycle. That's that yuga, baby. Man, too, might live and be free. When we mix all of this with the physical evidence that backs up myth, I am seeing a major connection. Edgar Cayce stated that Thoth hid a library of knowledge beneath the left paw of the Sphinx. He said this many years before we had the sonar technology that did in fact prove there to be a giant room exactly in that specific spot. All of these tablets, scriptures, and oral traditions and religions have in common that we have watchers that keep records of man and wait a bit impatiently for us to grow to a high enough sentience to handle their return into our visible reality. It also happens to be the way that the underground city of Shambhala is described in Tibetan scriptures, only to eventually hang himself inside of his home, leaving a note saying that he could not escape the madness that followed him since this excavation. These men are dead, and we don't teach these things in schools. Catapulted an entire genre of movies based on this real event. Both men and beast anxiously listening. It seems to them that the earth itself has opened up its lips to sing. Whether it be Moses or Orpheus, Solon or Pythagoras, Fohi or Zoroaster, Krishna or David, every applicant, every student must begin at the bottom rung before making his way to the top. Moved by an invincible faith and enlightened by absolute certitudes, have made the ascent into the heavens from star to star and from sphere to sphere. Sounds like spaceborne. We have to remember the date that this book was written. This person did not know, was not aware of these findings that we have today. It's an old-ass book. The elements of the individual ego and the instinct of life burned down to their bones. For the same celestial fire that inhales pure souls and sucks them into the spirit on high, spits the impure down into the igneous forces of the earth. And they're telling you to get the fuck out of here. A Quick Trip is the new Tartaria. It is said that the ways of ancient India and Egypt are the closest that we have come in semi-modern times to the ways of Agartha. And that begs the question, what did they have in common? Well, that answer is obvious. What I am saying here must be taken literally as well as figuratively.